Grand Rising, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday so far. First things first, make sure that you guys do remember that on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be having the Savage? The revamp, renewed, relaunch of the Royal Lockbox, okay? The Royal Lockbox give you the opportunity to write in about any topic that you may have heavy on your spirit that you just need some sound advice for. So you can write into savageroyaltyent@gmail.com. Gmail.com. Hey, one of a kind, get your letters in and you can write about anything. Your kids, your family, your loved one, your friendship, your job, your career path, whatever it is that you feel like that you just need to get off your shoulders, you can write into me. Lock it in the box if you want by simply putting lock me in the box royalty so you can remain anonymous. If you don't care about people knowing who you are, just say unlock the box royalty and people will know exactly who you are. Just make sure that you tune in this weekend. This is the first relaunch and it will be on Saturday at 2 p.m. and this show will be monthly. So it will be the last Saturday of each month. Do not forget, we also have the Royal Code that is also due to relaunch as well. Royal Code was originally on Bigo Live, but we will now be putting it on YouTube, okay? It will be myself and 4 other royals who are also content creators, and they will be coming in. We will be talking about various topics, whether it's the industry, whether it's crime, music, celebrities, regular lifestyle discussions or debates. We will be discussing it right here on YouTube, and I'll be giving you guys a date in the near future, but we are in the planning phases, so it is sure to come, and it will be on Saturdays, and we are thinking at least either once or twice each month on Saturdays, so you will get your Saturday show. Do not forget, though, we do not have a Friday show anymore because you guys will be getting more Saturday shows, okay? Alrighty. Now, you know how I always tell y'all that there are people who naturally do not have any attachments to kids. I have been one that has been screaming this to the mountaintops, that there are people that can be jealous and envious of a child. It doesn't matter if it's towards the child or if it's a jealousy towards the child's parent that allows them to do sickening things to children. That is something that exists. This story is going to literally prove when I always say that one of the biggest generational curses that we have is telling a woman that her natural motherly instinct will kick in. This is a case that's going to prove that wrong, because many people think that when you have children or when you're around children that automatically your nurturing spirit kicks in, and that's not true. Okay? Now, in this case, there is a woman who was in relationship with a man. They were together and she was jealous because of their mother, okay? And she did the unthinkable. So these children were last seen in 2018, okay? They were last seen in 2018. This is Yesenia, who is 3 years old. And then you have her brother, his name is Jesus Jr., and he was 5 years old. Now, there was never a missing persons report that was done for these children, even though they have been missing for years. One of the most shocking aspects of this case is that the family had noticed some troubling discipline that happened prior to the children going missing. So at one point in time in their life, Yesenia was forced to be locked in a room and eat a carrot, and she was not allowed to leave that room unless the carrot was finished, okay? Now, when it comes to this case, it is said that there is a woman who was with the father who was jealous of them. And this is the woman here. This is the parents, okay? This is the parents. The children was his biological children, and she was their stepmother, okay? So she had allegedly said that life would be better if these children never even existed, or if they were simply without the kids. Now, what does it say about when a person goes missing or children goes missing and there was nothing ever filed or given to the authorities? Was this something that is considered to be neglect, or was this an intentional cover-up? Me, myself, I say that this was an intentional cover-up. But also, I also question other family members that never questioned. And if you guys remember, we have been monitoring the Emmanuel's case, Emmanuel Horo. His case is something like this. Emmanuel could have been missing for years and nobody would have never said anything. In this situation, people never said nothing at all, okay, until years later. Now, in January of 2024, okay, the stepmother, her mother, then contacts the authorities because she becomes and she remembers something dating back to 2018, okay, where she says that she remembers that there was a suspicious piece of trash or bag of trash, okay, that was filled, where it was a trash can and it was filled with concrete. And she said that she's seen it in a storage unit. Now, that is what caused the police to open up the case, because they say that she also says that she remembered a very foul odor coming from this said cement trash can. Now, that is where the authorities go and search this said storage unit. And what they discovered is they saw Yesenia, okay? Yesenia's remains was wrapped in bags in the cement trash can. So basically, her body had been inside the hardened cement that was inside of this trash can. So then in February of 2024, okay, about a month later after finding Yesenia, they then was able to track that the stepmother had a vehicle at a storage unit, at a dump for vehicles. And they went to the vehicle, and that's where they found Jesus. And he was in the trunk, and he had been there since 2018. Both of their deaths was considered to be homicidal violence, but they were unable to determine the exact cause of their death due to the fact that their remains was so badly decomposed. Okay? Now, many people say that family members should have reported them missing. And I am one that believes that, while others say, well, the family would never been able to know anything, if they didn't question anything and things of that nature. Let me tell you something. This is what you consider a grandmother. Okay? When she married with this man and had the responsibilities of caring for these children, her mother became some form of a grandmother figure. I come from a place where you're unable to hide children from grandparents. If this woman was able to remember this foul odor in 2018, 2024, she knew something was wrong in 2018, and you would never be able to convince me of anything different. Because I would love to know what made her say, I haven't seen the kids in 2024 since 2018. And I do remember a cement trash can and it had a foul odor. Let me go to the police. I'm not believing that. If she was suspicious in 2024, she was suspicious in 2018. The question is, what made her come forward this time? That's the real question. Because kids don't just up and disappear, especially at this age, 3 and 5 years old. This is the age where wherever you put them, they shall be. So let's just cut that one out. I don't give the grandmother any form of an excuse. I just don't. I can't find it in me. Okay? Now, the evidence that kind of pieced the stepmother to the children is because the storage unit, because she has the brain of a box of rocks, the storage unit was actually registered in her name. Okay? The vehicle that had the suitcase in it where Jesus was found, that was also registered in her name as well. And it was still sitting at the same dump yard that she put the car in 2018. Then there was a receipt for concrete that was purchased on her credit card with the brain of a box of rocks. So basically, she assisted the authorities with taking her down because she didn't take time to clean up. Because everything was still in her name. Everything was still in her possessions. Everything was still attached to her in one way whatsoever. And the car itself had still been sitting there from 2018. Now, they did say that apparently her conscience got the little bit of a best of her because on a drunken night out with her friends. Okay? Not only did she confess, but she confessed twice. She told her friends, okay, that both of the kids had died in the same way after being found unconscious in a back seat while she and their father was doing drugs. So she told them that the kids basically died while they were high. Possibly, but let's not forget that they did say that this was homicidal violence. Let's not forget that part. So her story was not true. Even though there was a confession, it lets the authorities know that she knew what happened to them and she knew that they were deceased. Now, the investigators, they did debunk that story, okay? Because the way that the car that was designed, it would have been impossible for both of these children to simply pass away right in the back seat. Okay? Now, when it comes to the trial, because of course she's still on trial, and they're saying that the relatives did testify to the harsh discipline that they seen prior to their deaths, including the incident with the carrot. Their own teenage son, who is the stepmother's biological son, he says that he told his mother that he felt like that her punishments was a bit too harsh for the kids. Okay? And that he also said that the reason why his mother treated them like that is because of the anger from the anger that she had towards the mother. She took it out on the children. And also, she didn't like the relationship in which the children had with their own mother. So it caused her to abuse them. And the father sat back and watched and played a part in it. Now, when it comes to their convictions and things of that nature, okay? When it comes to their convictions, it is said that Jesus Dominguez Sr., he was charged with her. They both had the same exact charges as, each other. But in July of this year, he had pled guilty. And he said, "Know what? I'm going to plead guilty and I'm going to take the second-degree murder charges. But instead, I'm going to cut a deal where I testify against her." So now he's currently sitting on trial, in her trial, going against her so that he can get a lesser sentence. Now, the prosecutors, they do argue that Minjarez, who is the stepmother, she was jealous of Dominguez's kids as well as their mother, and that's why she directed the abuse. The defense is now arguing that Dominguez was a true killer and that Minjarez had covered for him. Okay? So what the authorities is believing is that the father is the one that beat the kids to death, while the prosecutors are believing that the stepmother is the one that actually did it all. Me, myself, I believe they both played a part. I believe that he started off with the abuse because let me tell you something. This woman would never thought it was okay to abuse his kids unless he was already abusing them. A real father is not going to let not near woman that he loves. He doesn't care if he's married to her, has other children by her. He's not going to sit back and allow you to physically abuse his children unless he's a part of the abuse. Shady husband. Okay? So something tells me that he was a part of the abuse. Yes. He was a leader in the abuse. Yes. But when she knew that the abuse was allowed, she also played a part in it. And her part was that when the only time that she would abuse them is due to her jealousy and envy of the kids and their mother. That's where hers came from. But something tells me that his came from the fact that now, and may sound sick and it may sound strange, but there are sick people in this world, and I've covered a case of two like this. His thing was, these are the children of my past. I don't like their mother. I have a new woman, new family, new kids, and I really don't care about these children for real. And I know that may sound sick and strange, but it actually happens. I've actually covered a case where a woman and a man had a baby. He was about 1 or 2 years old. They actually made a pet to kill the kids to start a new family. And they did just that. And they covered up the death of their son while birthing other children, even leaving each other and going on to other relationships to proceed to have more kids until they were caught. So that's how I think that this all went on. It started with him as the physical abuser, and she tagged along with her hate and envy of kids. Now, on October of 2024, they did say that the prosecution had pointed to the concrete receipt, the storage unit, the confessions, and the jealousy as the motive, and they did that during his proceedings. Okay? As of right now, she is currently on trial as we speak. We're currently waiting for the guilty verdict because that's the only way that this case is going to go. Yesenia and Jesus Jr., they have been gone since 2018, hidden away like little secrets. There was no missing persons report, no public search, no one even thought to look into their disappearance at any time until 2024 when the mother of the stepmother came forward to the authorities. Okay? Now, the question that we also have to ask ourselves is how many children have went missing with no one ever reporting them? We just had a case, Emmanuel Harrow. How many other cases are there? Because this case could have been an Emmanuel Harrow story. Because Emmanuel was reported missing, but they are believing that he has been dead for months. And the people that was supposed to be taking care of him are the people that are currently in jail right now for his death. Family members did not begin to question, in my belief, until a recent funeral, but something tells me that there possibly had already been questions swirling before then. Because nobody has seen him, from what the family says, in 30 days. Just so happened a family funeral happened where more questions had to come forward. Hey, Miss Mary, how are you? So the question is, how many other children are out there with no report of being missing? They will throw away their kids for past relationships. They will. And I think that it's very sick. And I'm going to tell you something, fellas, that have children. If you ever wonder why your ex doesn't like your new woman, it's not all the time because she's jealous. Let's just be honest. Now, there are instances it's because she is jealous. But there are some instances out there when your ex sees the darkness in which you don't, and it's because you're too in love and you're seeing too many butterflies and unicorns. So your eyes and mind does not allow you to process that you and your children are in danger. And that's just the fact of the matter. A lot of times when there's stepmothers that kill children, a lot of times there's an actual biological mother that attempted to raise all sorts of hell about her children being around your new person. And this happens and vice versa when it comes to women with their men as well. Sometimes the children's biological father sees exactly who this person is that you're dating. But because you're too high in love, you do not see what they see. And I'm going to take it a step further. Sometimes when you're high in love, your children see the darkness in the person in which you're bringing around. It's just that you're too high in love to see it. So if your children find themselves to be standoffish into this love life that you're in, it's 9 times out of 10 because they see the darkness that you don't. And I need you to pay attention. A lot of times before you get into these relationships early on, your children are already showing you what's going on. Your children's innocence are showing you that this person is dangerous and you need to pay attention. Listen to their little voices. Yes, they may be little. Yes, they may be tiny, but they have the same emotional feelings that we experience. They have the same senses that we experience when danger is before us. It's just that in their eyes and in their innocence, they see it a little bit clearer than us. Because they're not too high on love. High on love is a real thing. When you're high on love, it can be very blinding. And you don't see the things in which your children may see. So you need to pay attention when those red flags is there. If you're bringing someone around and your children is a little bit standoffish and they're timid and they're not wanting to be around this person and they're corner eyeing this person and stepping away from this person, back away. Back away. Why were the two kids living with him instead of their biological mother? That's the thing that I haven't even been able to understand either. And I think that more so when the trial comes into play, because they're literally in like the first couple of days. The jury process literally just finished last week, so they're early into it. And I am going to do an update story because I know more information and details is going to come out about the background on the biological mother, why the kids was with him, and everything like that. Okay, and I'm going to give you guys an updated show. Alrighty, guys. That's that. Now tomorrow we do have. Now, do you guys remember the? Give me 1 second. Do you guys remember the Ashley Elkins case out of Michigan? Well, his hearing just went on, and we need to do an update on that case, and that happens tomorrow. So make sure that you're definitely here. For those that did follow me over here from Bigo, we did follow the Ashley Elkins case on both platforms, Bigo and YouTube, okay? So the update will be here on YouTube, and it will happen tomorrow. The hearing just happened, and there's a lot of information that we have to get updated on. So make sure that you're here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the update. Trial should be coming much sooner as well, too. So we're going to be keeping updated on that. Okay? Make sure that you guys are staying closely connected by simply turning on your notification bells on YouTube. But also, if you haven't become a member yet, on our Spaces by Wix, you do get notifications when I go live. You get notifications when I do put new content out on all other social media platforms and things of that nature. Now, on the YouTube side of things, I did post a couple short videos about the Kingdom of Kubala. Well, I've been keeping very updated with the Kingdom of Kubala, and it's not as simple as the media has put out there. We have a dead first lady. She's gone. She's deceased. We have a queen, or one that believes that she's a queen, that she believes that her father has possessed her, and she does spiritual rituals and sacrifices, and she believes that it's her job to have a child with an American woman. Reason being is because the UK has already taken all 7 of her children due to abuse allegations. If you want to get updated on all of that story, okay, you have to go to TikTok, which is Savage Royalty ENT, and there's about 20 parts of there, and I'm not even done posting it yet because I dug real deep, okay? So you can get updated on the Kingdom of Kubala series on TikTok, and that is Savage Royalty, remember, without a Y, ENT, it's just Savage Royalty ENT. I was about to say my Gmail. Savage Royalty ENT is my TikTok. And you can follow me over there to get the full follow-up of the Kubala series, okay? Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me today. Thank you for watching True Crime with Savage Royalty.